My name is Tim Britt, and I've been working on this development program as the base engine development leader for about the last 9 years. And as we go in production, I'll be the chief engineer here at the plant.
Good. Passenger, there you go.
As you can see, we've reached the point now that we have engines that are ready now for sale. We've been running our validation program in earnest for about the last 9 years to get the product ready. So some of the key initiatives that we were really trying to focus on when we were developing it were to really drive the weight down compared to the B-Series product that goes in the Ram pickup, which is about 1,200 pounds. We're down below 800 pounds with this product, and the way that we did that was to pay a lot of attention to wall thicknesses and castings. We use CGI material for the block, which has about twice the strength of traditional gray iron, and that was we were able to use that material and really drive down the amount of material in the block to really bring our bore spacing tight together and reduce the weight of the entire engine through that decision. It's also unique within the Cummins family that we have aluminum cylinder heads. We're the only product at Cummins that has aluminum heads. We have composite valve covers, and there are a lot of other aluminum parts on the engine to drive the weight down. The other thing that was very important to the customer in this market was NVH.
We purposely wanted to make sure that the vehicle wasn't very loud from a decibel level, but we wanted to make sure that what you did here was very attractive for the customer. So we didn't want to eliminate all the noise, we just wanted to make sure we captured that attractive diesel sound, but made sure that it wasn't too loud that you couldn't go to a drive-through or you couldn't carry on a conversation right next to the truck. So we have two Titan trucks that'll be coming out. We have the Titan truck and we have the Titan XD truck. Titan XD truck is a more of a heavier duty model than the Titan, and it is built for someone who's looking to haul more, tow more, wants it to have to be able to tow over 12,000 pounds. That truck will be launching first, and it'll go on sale at the end of this year, this calendar year. And then after that, we will be launching the remainder of the models, the different configurations, whether it's a gas version or the Titan itself. Those will come out throughout the next year.
We've paid a lot of attention to combustion noise, timing the fuel pump to keep noise down. We have hydraulic lash adjusters to eliminate clatter in the overhead. You can look at the engine and see there were decision after decision that we made to really improve NVH and make it a very sociable product for this market. We made the decision to go with a V8 because we were pretty much trying to go into the same space claim in these vehicles, in these large pickups and vans that I was talking about. And the space claim for an inline six just won't fit in the same space claim as a V8 or a V10. So it was a very deliberate decision for packaging. So one of the things that is a challenge with a V configuration instead of an inline is that you don't have these large walls on either side of the engine to put things like the turbocharger or the fuel pump. And so on this engine, those components are actually in the valley of the V. The fuel pump is located right behind this front wall of the block, and then the turbocharger is behind that in the V. So the exhaust flows out of the exhaust manifolds to the back of the engine and then up the back and into the turbine from the back of the engine. Yeah, so it's a 310 horsepower product with 555 foot-pounds of torque. And one of the things that's kind of unique about this product compared to a lot of our other Cummins products is that it has a very wide speed range. So our rated speed is 3,200 RPM, which is higher than I think anything else at Cummins, but our high idle speed is all the way out at 4,200 RPM. So it's much higher revving, much broader speed range than other products.
So where does the torque start, and what's the red line, I guess?
Yeah, so our peak torque starts at 1,600 RPM, and if you look at I'm not sure if we've actually published the torque curves, but it's you get to peak torque at 1,600, and then it's very flat, nearly out to rated condition. And then you said red line. Basically, what we do on our products is you'll be maintaining a pretty high fueling level, and we call it a high idle point. So at 4,200 RPM is when you start falling off the back end of the torque curve at 4,200 RPM.
The first launch with the diesel will be a crew cab with the 6.5 foot bed. And that'll be the first launch truck. 4x4 or 4x2. It'll also come in the full grade lineup from the base truck all the way up to the what you see here is the Platinum Reserve truck.
Okay, great. How about some of the other details like pricing, fuel economy? Is that ready yet?
It's not, and we will have all of that information as we get right up to the start of sales. We will announce through our corporate team our pricing and the fuel economy numbers and the rest of those.
The things that we've really been pushed on with this product is the overall quality of the design and the manufacture of the product to meet Nissan's expectations. And we're always trying to improve quality, but the noise requirement, the refinement level of the product, and then also Nissan's expectations for the quality in terms of when you put it in the hands of the customer, just very high quality expectations. That's been really one of the main challenges for us. But we've taken that learning and used that to make smart design decisions and smart decisions as we've laid out our manufacturing line as well. So some of the comparisons that you'll see to a Power Stroke or a Duramax are difficult to make because it is such a different market. So we went with a chain drive for noise concerns, for NVH concerns. So we actually do have gears between the intake and exhaust valves on the engine, but there's a chain going up to each bank that drives that. There's a chain that goes up to the fuel pump, and then another chain down to the lube pump. So it has 4 chains. But that was driven by noise considerations.
And the turbo, is it water cooled?
No, the turbo does not require water cooling. So there's lubrication to the high pressure and low pressure turbo cores, but then there's just a drain for the oil back to the block, and that provides all the cooling that we need.
Okay. What about intercooler?
Oh yes, absolutely, it requires an intercooler. Yes.
2 of them or 1?
No, there's just a single charge air cooler on the front of the vehicle. At the highest level, there are 2 main differences between the Nissan version of the product and the product that we're going to sell into light commercial vehicle applications. One of them is that there are different emissions requirements. So the Nissan product is chassis certified, the commercial vehicle is dyno certified, and so that in turn drives differences in air handling and also in the combustion recipe of the product. So you get into things like slight changes in injector spray angle, piston design, swirl from the cylinder heads, and then a different air handling system in the sense that we have our new M² turbo design on the Nissan product, but on the light commercial vehicle we have a simpler VG. It has a more narrow torque curve, so the speed range is not as wide, and you can use a VG turbo for that application. The other main difference is driven mostly by the customer requirements for the light commercial vehicle. You'll see on that product a much more extensive front end accessory drive or belt drive that can handle multiple Freon compressors, much larger alternators. So you can see that when you look at the engine.
Like service cycle differences, or?
No, our service targets were the same between the two products. So this engine began as part of a Department of Energy funded program in the mid-90s. So the government was trying to find alternatives from the industry to displace V8 or even V10 gasoline engines that were starting to show up in large pickups and vans. And so Cummins put together a proposal for that and won that grant and put together those proposals. But at the same time, Cummins was working with a number of different vehicle OEMs to make sure that we were really capturing the unique requirements for these markets and trying to find a partner that we could launch the product with. And finally, in the third quarter of 2006, we found a partner and we initiated the work to really develop this product for launch. And that's really when we went around to the different parts of the company and we pulled in all of the different technical experts and the different experts from service and supplier quality and purchasing and marketing, and started working very closely with vehicle OEMs to really develop the product.
Now that you know almost everything you ever wanted to know about the new 5-liter Cummins and the upcoming Titan, why don't you click on the Titan? Because back in Detroit when the truck was introduced, we had a chance to learn all about it. And please, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the link below, because we will be test driving this truck before the end of the year. And if you want to be one of the first ones to see the review, all you have to do is subscribe. Thanks for watching, and remember, check out tfltruck.com for more news, views, and of course, real-world reviews. See you next time. Ciao.